Alright guys, here's a quick tactic talking about pushing, flanking, or a local area flank and push. How to take a fight that's kind of a static fight and add a more complicated version for your team, or complicating the enemy team's ability to defend. You can see you've got a Crusader 3002 and Rudy all along the edge of this big wall right here, and our guys are poking out. Now the good news is we can use this hold down position, and they're not really tucked up on it, so they're in a bad spot anyway, kind of out in the open. We got a Pudel, a Sturv, and myself. You can see that we're winning okay right now. We've got 4 of them down. They have 1 of us down. The rest of the flanks are doing okay, but how do we break down this flank right here? Now what I'm going to show you is a way to push this. It is probably going to cost you some votes and some hit points. There is an argument at this point in this game it's not quite time to do this, but I'm going to show you something that works very nicely depending on the map and the position, which is to change or add another angle, a complication to the enemy team in order to break a flank or push into them and kill tanks that otherwise could probably do a pretty good job of side scraping or hanging out right there. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come across here. I'll just shoot him on the way. And unfortunately, another guy showed up that I didn't know was there. The Cromwell's back there as well, and there's only 3 of us. The Sturv's coming in, the 304 is helping. But the point is I'm going to use this. Now, you got to obviously know the map that you're going to. When I started pushing up from over here, I looked at that rock and went, well, I can get to that rock. I can isolate against the Crusader. I can't be shot by these 3 unless they push up and expose themselves, so this should work out. And unfortunately, I think I take several hits from the other guys I'm trying to get there. Yep, I do. And the Crusader is firing faster than I like, unfortunately, so he's getting some pins on me as well, and we take him down. Alright, so, yeah, I gave up a bunch of hit points. I would say, generally, that's probably maybe a little earlier than I should have done that, but we absolutely break this flank down. We get the Sturv dead in there, or I guess he was already dead, and now the 3 of them are backing out, and now we have 2 angles, so they're going to have to pay attention to both sides of this fight. There we go, we take that guy down. Another shot into him. Get a little over aggressive here because they're going to start getting shots on him. There we go. So he gets a shot, 185 per Rudy. Now I have to be careful because I'm down to a 1 shot. Alright, so the danger of that move then obviously is losing some hit points, doing what I did, another poke. Now I'm basically down to a 1 shot. I've lost a lot of options, but we have kind of collapsed this flank over here, gave them a couple different angles they have to deal with. And at this point I'm sort of relying on my guys with hit points to start figuring it out. I need them to get in there and get these guys to shoot. I want to go dark on them so that when I come around the corner they're not immediately waiting. I'm sort of waiting for my buddies here. Things start going a little bit poorly in the north. Now I'm going to see if I can use this push, and it looks like I can. I sort of poke out, nothing happens. Alright, so there we go. That's what I want. Boom, put a shot onto him. He's going to try to kill me, but he can't quite get his gun on, and we kill that dude off. And the rest is history. We end up winning that game pretty nicely. I actually live through the whole thing until there's only the Tog left. I go around through the cap. I try to take the Tog on, and he's driving up the hill, and he shoots me in the face on the move. But he got me a few more hit points. So there you go. A quick tactics talk on breaking a flank. One of the ways to do that is what I call a local tactical flank. I didn't flank around behind him, but I changed the angles. Right, I changed the angles and the number of places they have to watch. It's pretty easy if the entire enemy team is stacked up on one spot like this over here. Poking and poking, you can keep your gun trained on that line. But if once somebody gets over here and they're over here, now you're, all right, which dude do I look at? And if you can see their guns, then you can time your pop as well, and you minimize the amount of times they're all looking in the direction that you're poking out. So there you go. Hope that helps.